Hey, what's up, everybody? This is just a quick little review on what I think about the Battlefield 6 beta. I had a blast. I think that 90% of what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, is wonderful, is great. It gives me BF3, BF4 vibes on how everything is laid out and how I'm interacting with the enemies and friendlies, and it gives me a huge BF5 vibe when it comes to the gunplay and the movement. These are some of my favorite games of all time. And of course, I had a wonderful time and great time on BF1. But I'm coming from Bad Company 2, BF3, BF4, BF1, and BF5. Those are my big ones. Those are the ones that I've invested the most amount of time in. I finally let BF5 kind of go because of the player count and left off with about 1,500 hours. I invested a lot of time. That's a lot of time to invest in a fast-paced, heavy shooter that canceled support a while ago. I really wish that they would have actually brought more European maps and the Russian conflict and all that, but they canceled early, unfortunately. Bad marketing, all that kind of stuff really damaged the game. But other than that, it still was a really solid game, really weighty gunplay, which is what you're seeing and feeling in Battlefield 6. If anybody is familiar with Battlefield 5, the movement and the weighty gunplay is Battlefield 5, baby. And so everybody that has always hated on that game, you're now getting a taste of what they did well with Battlefield 5, and that is in Battlefield 6 right now and what you are all experiencing. I love it. I was very, very excited to feel it. You see I'm getting hit markers above that shield even though I'm not hitting the shield. So this is one of the huge and primary issues that worries me, that I think may be something that they will not fix, and it is a big problem because Battlefield 5 suffered from this as well, and these things were not fixed. Because think about how much work it would take these guys to do to go and now watch. When I see the person over this AC unit, I know better. I'm not going to start shooting at this guy until I move to the side, because this AC unit is going to start blocking my shots even though it shouldn't. So there's all kinds of, when I'm fighting a sniper, when I'm not using a sniper rifle from medium and long range, it is really problematic, frustrating, infuriating, not okay when my shots are actually being blocked and he is protected even though his body, head, whatever is exposed. This is just huge when it comes to a shooter. I pray that other people realize that this is happening and we make a big enough deal about how important this is, because there are so many areas in all the maps and will be in the other maps where I am only seeing head up and I'm not getting headshot indicators, and or I can't even hit the player because the terrain and the map is blocking and protecting them and they're able to shoot me. This really needs to be looked into. I really hope that they actually do. This is like one of the only primary issues that I really have with how I feel about the beta, and that it's familiar to me because the Battlefield 5 had a big problem with this, and it never really was super focused on, and it never really got fixed, and it was kind of something you just needed to be aware of. Don't take those shots. If you have about that much, just a little bit of space where there's terrain near your weapon, below it, don't take the shots. The terrain's gonna have this invisible little layer where your shots are getting blocked, and that goes for the recipient's end of your bullets, and they're being protected. And it's huge. Snipers are already hard enough to counter at medium long range if you're not using a sniper or a DMR or whatever the case may be, and you throw on top that the terrain is protecting them even though their body and head is exposed. It's not okay. It feels terrible. It really needs to be polished and looked at. Please, Lord, I hope that they actually put some work into that part of things more than they did with Battlefield 5, because it was a nuisance and it never went away, and it felt terrible. Other than that, I think tanks are in a good place. If you played Battlefield 5, tanks were a problem because they were just too fucking strong. When you got a good player in a tank, they were going to go 0 deaths. And that is what it is. They had self-repairs. They had all kinds of instantaneous ways of repairing themselves. It was funky. I could put 3 dynamite. I'm talking really good players, okay? I played for a long, long time. I considered myself up there with those players. And when I came across and I saw a name that I was familiar with, I knew I'm going to try. I'm going to keep trying to take them out, but it's not going to happen. 3 dynamite, 3 panzers, and an anti-tank grenade that can do up to like 30 or so damage. And they considered the knowledge that I received was 100 damage for a tank. In this game, it seems like they do 1,000. So you can have 250s, 500s, 600s, crit shot, turret shots, rear shots on the tanks, things like that. So I think they reference it at 1,000 in BF6. In BF5, it showed 100. So I could do 120. Because they would use their instant 30% self-heal, and I still couldn't pop her. So, and that was with me hitting every perfect shot, and all my dynamite, and all the RPGs, and even a direct hit anti-tank grenade. The World War II scenario when you got the big chunker. I think even BF1 had it. You don't need to be putting yourself in terrible positions when you are a tank player. So if you think you're going to go into 12 players and 6 of them are engineers and 3 of those engineers are really good at what they do, and you don't have friendlies around you and you just, went steamrolling in, you're going to get popped. And so I think that tanks are in a good place right now. They're extremely dangerous offensively, like they should be, but they have some weaknesses when you put infantry behind you. And you put yourself in the middle of buildings, and I'm able to shoot in between your turret and pierce your armor. I've gotten 600 damage crits by slotting an RPG in between turret and top armor. Okay, so I love what they've done. I love that they are actually favoring the infantry for placement on their RPGs. You got some people that will be throwing 10 RPGs at this thing on the front side. They're getting minimal damage. Armor's in a good place. I hope that they don't increase the strength of the armor. If you play the armor well, I've seen really good armor have 0 deaths already, and people say that they're too fragile and they're super flimsy. Okay, so how are these guys that are really good at tank play going a whole map with 0, 1, and 2 deaths? Okay, because they're playing well, they know what they're doing, and they're total badasses. You saw that really, really high damage indicator for hitting it in a beautiful spot on the back. So that's important to me. I think that it's where it needs to be. Other than that, everything just feels great. The hit registry and the netcode and the server side is going to be fixed because it existed in every single other Battlefield game on the planet, on the market. It was the same way for all of them. The hit reg, the netcode, the insta-death to automatics, they fixed it in every single game. So I have no problem being confident that they're going to completely and totally iron that out and fix it. So it's good that it's brought up. It's good that it's talked about. It's good that they know that we know it's an issue. But I have extreme confidence that this is a very easy fix for them because they've done it every single Battlefield title in the past. They've got this. Don't stress on it. The 5 individual round AR insta-death, feeling like you got sniped or shottied. I get it. I understand. Not okay, but that will not exist. I'm not going to say for release because it might still be a month or so, but it's just It is what it is, but they're gonna fix it. They do every time. Anyway, other than that, everything feels good. The movement feels good. The gunplay is super weighty. Look at that. Yeah, no detonation RPG to the stomach. Ooh, that was so sweet. I like it. I like it. It feels good. I'm excited. We need the servers, community-based servers. We want clans being made. We want a just like heavy focus on that, hyper focus on that. It's very important. We need persistent and dedicated servers. I really hope they do this. It freaks me out and a little bit scary because they always say portal this, portal that. We had Portal in BF5 and we had Portal in 2042, and it was an extreme letdown in many ways when it came to the server persistence. I really hope that they don't try and dodge us on this again. I'm just really keeping my fingers crossed that they can't do it 3 times, right? 3 times is strike, you're out, dude. There's just no more chances I don't think that the community could possibly give them if they drop the ball again on the persistent, dedicated servers for communities, map choice, 24/7 map, all this stuff's really important. Please, guys, let's do it. Just do it. It's not a big deal. We know you put a lot of work on this map and that map, but if the community doesn't want to play this map or that map as much, tough shit. Let us choose what maps we want to play, in the order we want to play them, how consistently we want to play them. When we log in and we have 30 minutes, some people have 8 hours a day. Some people have 30 minutes a day. Maybe they want to play that specific map that day before they go to work, right after they got off of work, before they go to bed, before they put the kids to bed. It's so important. It's so important. So I really hope that they nail that and they do that. The community would give them nothing but love. Watch this top turret hit. Slotted it right between turret and armor. 600 damage. These placed shots, these placement shots are extremely important, and that's why sometimes armor can feel fragile. But look at that guy. He just puts himself in the center SC. You know? You got your butt exposed, you got your turret exposed. You can't keep a tank alive doing that. So if you make bad choices, that's what happens. Don't try and beef up the tank because you're not playing well with him. So we got to be careful with that stuff. We got to be careful with people that are putting those types of opinions out, because we have to remember Battlefield 5, and we have to remember some of the games where the tanks and stuff were out of control and like invincible with good players. Invincible, man. I'm not kidding. Anyway, much love. Video's over. That was all the little background stuff I had. If I missed anything, it's hard because I just feel really good about the beta. You know, I already focused on the stuff that I think are an issue. Anyway, show the channel some love. Thank you very much for watching. And I'm going to be putting shorts out. I'm going to be putting videos out more often, best I can. I got a bunch of shorts that I just made. Go check those out. And you just watched the little 13-minute of all of my clips kind of smashed together for all 3 of the betas. So, but it's kind of fun to watch in generally on its own because it's got music and stuff tied to it. So you guys might dig it. Much love, guys. Thank you very much for watching.